Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Theravada Buddhism series, Dharma talk number 47, Mahanama Sutta. The Buddha's relatives donated the Nirodha Dhamma monastery for the Buddha and the Sangha to use on the second year after Buddha's enlightenment. The monastery was at the Banyan Park, some distance from the capital Rajagaha in the Kapilavatthu kingdom. The Buddha and his monks used that place as a transit place. On the 15th Vasa, Buddha stayed there for a rain retreat. That's the first time Buddha stayed there for 3 months. King Mahanama, a cousin of the Buddha and also a brother of Bhikkhu Anuruddha, was the ruler. It was said the king himself is an Arya. The king heard the monks were making ropes and alms bowl for the Buddha and for themselves to use on the Dharma tour after the rain retreat. That's a tradition. 3 months in the raining season, Buddha and the Sangha stay put at one place. After the full moon day of October, the end of Vasa, for 9 months they roam around the country to country and teach Dharma to whoever wants to learn, listen, and practice. So, the king, before the Buddha leaves for the tour, he went and approached the Buddha and posed a question. And that question ran something like this. There is no peace and stability in the life of laypersons with various means, various kinds of livelihood. Their mind is full of worries and anxiety. How would one live so that there is stability and peace in the middle of this chaotic world? I'm paraphrasing the question, of course, but its exact meaning. The Buddha said, "Well done, Mahanama. That's a king's name. The question is well intended and appropriate for the benefits of many. And then the Buddha spoke the following. In this world, if one has faith and confidence in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, can attain the path and is fruitless without it. If you have a faith and confidence in the triple gems, you can even rise to the height of the path, mega, path and fruition. In other words, one can become a Ariya. Just to give a little example how this faith in Buddha, Dharma and Sangha works. Let's say a sick person, if he doesn't have a confidence in his physician and also does not have confidence in the prescribed medications and also the dispenser of the medication, will never be healed. And in here, Buddha is like the physician, Dharma is like the medication. And the Sangha are dispenser. We can accept clearly if you don't trust in your doctor and the drugs he give, and also if you think the dispenser is crooked, how can you have confidence, faith, and then got healed? The same manner, you need faith and confidence in Buddha and Dharma and Sangha to mentally heal. One need to practice according to the instruction with a zealous effort. One must not be lazy, cannot be lazy to attain the path. What it means is not just simply having a faith. If you truly have a faith and confidence, you will walk on it. That means you are applying effort. You need effort to attain the path. And also mindfulness. Mindfulness is vital to achieving the path. Without mindfulness, you cannot get there. Without it, it will be fruitless. So too is concentration, samadhi, to stabilize and penetrate the path, magga. And also it requires intelligence. There are two segments or two domains of intelligence to achieve the path. One domain is rebirth. with the 2 or 3 roots. 2-rooted consciousness or 3-rooted consciousness. Of course, that always comes from the past life practices, parami. The intelligence comes with it from your previous lives, endeavors. And the other is the development of vipassana insight in this life. So there are 2. And if you have those 2, you will definitely attain the path magga in this life. We all know these are the 5 controlling mental faculties: saddha, faith and confidence; viriya, effort, energy; sati, mindfulness; samadhi, concentration; and panya, wisdom. Those are the 5. If you have those 5, you can attain path. You can achieve path in this life. But here we are asking for a general group of people, average, everyday people. The king was posing the question for, with intention and mind for busy people of life. But still Buddha said these 5, keeping these 5 qualities grounded, and then one can start practicing the 6 recollections of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Sila, Saga, and Dewa. Okay. What it means is, first and foremost, you have to be grounded, at least you embrace the 5 qualities. Not that you have already developed them. Somewhat you embrace them, you start them, and then when you have that fundamental, the base, then you start practicing the 6 recollections. Recollection about the Buddha, about the Dharma, about the Sangha, and Sila, morality; Saga, generosity; and Dewa, celestial beings. You practice recollection to keep one stable and happy in the middle of this stressful, chaotic world. So that is now Buddha is touching directly the main question posed. But whoever practices this has to embrace the 5 qualities, has the at least basic 5 qualities, and then you proceed to this recollection. So let's see one recollection at a time. The first one is Buddha Nusati, recollection of the Buddha.
Red light.
One needs to reflect deeply on the 9 attributes of Buddha. And if you want to know the 9 attributes, go and check again on Theravada Buddhism, series Dharma Talk number 8. The first quality of the Buddha we'll discuss on that particular one Arahant, the worthy one who has completely abandoned all mental defilements. Reflect on it. Think about it. And now you reflect what kind of defilements you have and how difficult it is to abandon even for a few minutes. Think about it. Even for a few minutes is so difficult. And here the Buddha has abandoned all completely. And if you can really feel it with regard to how much effort and time Buddha has to put to achieve that, then you will understand the greatness of the Buddha. And also, let's see another in the same Arahant quality. Arahant does not do any unwholesome actions, even when one is alone. And for the Buddha, there's a little story in the scripture. The conceited Deva, a Deva fought with Buddha from day one before the enlightenment and keep on fighting. This conceited Deva likes to destroy and discredit the Buddha, and that they were surveilled for 7 years with the Deva eye and came up empty-handed. He checked, he watched when Buddha's alone, whether he's doing any funny stuff. But none. For 7 years, then he gave up. Think about this quality and compare it to yourself. Aspiration will arise in you. The greatness of the Buddha will arise in your mind. That is Buddha no Sati. Just give a little glimpse. There are 9 qualities. You can go and figure out yourself which one you like and how you contemplate and how you reflect or think or recollect. That's up to you. You have to do your own research, which one is good for you. Second one, Dhammanusati, recollection of the Dharma. Buddha Dharma is good from the beginning to the end. It can be realized oneself, and it has an immediate result if you follow the instruction correctly. And it is worthy of inviting others to come and investigate. And it is fit to be practiced by the wise. If you want to remember the details, go back to Theravada Buddhism series, Dharma talk number 9. And again, that's all about reflection and recollecting and thinking deeply about that quality of the Dharma. And the third is Sanghanusati, recollection of the Sangha. When we say Sangha here, it means Ariya Sangha, the noble Sangha. Ariya is noble Sangha. Sangha is not referring to an individual. It's a collective. All Ariya monks are called Sangha. That is Sangha, collective noun. Ariya Sangha are straightforward. They are not crooked. They practice very well. And they practice systematically. And they have mastered the practice. These are the qualities. You can pick one, whichever one it clicks with you. They are worthy of gifts, hospitality, offerings, and respect. And they are a great field of merit for the world, for everybody. Of course, these are Ariya Sangha, but there are also Sangha who are not Ariya. We call it relatives of the Sangha. But you can't tell the difference between the Ariya and non-Ariya. So you just give them equal respect because you don't want to really offend the Ariya Sangha. And these non-Ariya Sangha, an individual monk might break the rules, do some funny stuff. If that's the case, you may deal directly with that monk. But don't take a big waving and say, Sangha are bad. Okay, be careful, because as soon as you say, criticize, point finger at Sangha, you are pointing finger as the Ariya Sangha, and it has a very heavy karmic consequences. So careful, deal individually, but don't attack the group, the collective. The third one is Sila Nosati, recollection of the morality. Always reflects on the virtues of Sila. Daily, you reflect on your own Sila daily, morality daily, your actions daily. End of the day, you reflect on it. You'll be happy if you have not broken, punctured, striped, or spotted this morality, fabric of morality. You don't break that, tear that fabric of morality, don't puncture it, don't put the stripes on it, and don't put spots on it. These words are actually in the scripture. That's why I try to put exactly as it is presented. Broken, punctured, striped, or spotted, the fabrics of morality. Observe to be free of blame, B-L-A-M-E, blame, and praised by the wise. That's your intention of observing Sila. Not to be blamed, but praised by the wise. Not with an intention of to get rich or to get famous, to act like a holy person, or to get promotions. In other words, do it, practice it without agenda. The purity of Sila, morality, is the cause for the attainment of concentration, samadhi. Next one, Sangha nosati, recollection on the generosity. Reflect, recall your generosity and charity, whatever you have done. If you do that with intensity, wholeheartedly, happiness will arise. Happiness always arises when one is giving or sharing with a letting go attitude. That's a key word. Sometimes you give, you share, but not 100% sure. Sometimes there's an agenda behind it. But you have to totally let it go. And if you can give and share with total letting go attitude, that's the greatest. You will have enormous amount of happiness at that time. And you can always recall these events. And whenever you recall, the happiness will arise again. And also associate, in other words, hang around with other generous people. In other words, each other, one another is supporting and pushing to do more and more of the generous acts. The next and the last one is Devanusati, recollection of the celestial beings. And here it doesn't mean to reflect the power and pleasure of the Deva. Keep that in mind. But reflect on the qualities such as faith, confidence, morality, Dharma, intelligence, generosity, and insight. That these Deva practiced when they were human. In the last life, they were human and they practiced these qualities. And because of these qualities, these are wholesome actions, and the wholesome result is you are reborn in the Deva realm. So, reflect on these qualities that the Devas bear when they were human. Now, see how much of these qualities you have. In other words, you always pull these things and plunk it on yourself and see. And you keep developing, you keep developing, you keep developing. So there are 6 of them, and each one of them has a very explicit, like many subtitles. Check them, experiment them, and see which one's good for you. Now, I didn't explain right after each quality, but as a collectively I will explain here. When reflecting one of these qualities, anyone, at that moment there is no lust, raga, no anger or aversion, dosa, no delusion, moha. And there is no conceit at that moment, and also no jealousy and envy. Whenever you are thinking about these reflecting on these, recollecting on these, that is your mind state. No lobha dosa moha, mana ita michiriya. Lust, anger, delusion, conceit, jealousy, and envy. You are free of it. And as it is free of it, what happened is, in practicality, you will see your physical actions, verbal actions, and mental actions are straight, not crooked. When you have these qualities in the mind, your three actions, physical, mental, and verbal, they are straight, honest, sincere, not crooked. That's what automatically cause and effect. And when you feel it, when you see it, when you sense it, you feel very satisfied and glad. Oh, from reflection, it comes up to satisfaction and gladness. And once you have the satisfaction and gladness, it's arising in you, and they have a chain effect. From the satisfaction and gladness, it moves into joy, piti, calm, tranquility, happiness, sukha, and concentration, samadhi. They're just like a chain reaction, one to the other, but you have to start from that deep, penetrative recollection of one of the qualities that perfectly clicks with you. And these change events will happen if you do it correctly. And concentration will help one see the true nature of the mental states. Concentration is like a big lens. You can see with that lens your mental state. So pick up one or maybe even two items of these that inspire you, and also which is most beneficial for you, and keep them with you. Like your cell phone. You never part with your cell phone. Even when you sleep, it's beside your bed on the night table. Keep it with you. One can reflect the one that you have picked anytime, anywhere. And you can take any posture. Sitting, standing, walking, lying down, doesn't matter. One can recall these in the middle of the family affairs, or in the midst of the stressful business situation. That is how to live if one wants to have a stable and peaceful life in the middle of the anxiety and worry-ridden human conditions. You have totally grounded yourself, guarded yourself, rubbed yourself with that. At that point, you are ready to embark onto the Vipassana highway. May all of you be able to practice one of the 6 recollections method and keep yourself stable and happy in the middle of this chaotic, dangerous world, especially nowadays, and be able to proceed and go onto the highway of Vipassana as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much.